And at that time, I was so tired of being in the truck, so tired. I was like, I'm focused on Georgia, but let me see how this Tulsa market is. And then I got to doing my homework on Tulsa and seeing where their numbers are and everything. And I knew that we had a couple of people in Tulsa. So all I had to do was reach out to them and we would be able to make things happen. So
you mentioned that you had done other marketing approaches before Tired Landlords. Were you doing direct mail?
I was doing direct mail and cold calling.
Got it. Cold calling is brutal. It's important. It's good to do it because and I'll be transparent. I have not done cold calling, but I do understand the benefit. The virtue of cold calling is it gets you off of being terrified of hearing no.
Right.
If no other reason, it's worth doing it because you get used to the idea that no's aren't going to kill you. It's just, someone who's not ready right now.
Right.
It's not fatal. It's not lethal. I will say this. I learned from every single JV partner I've had, including Souley, including you. Every one of you does something, in some cases, many things, way better than I do. And I learn from each of you. I will say this. And I want to talk about this because I think this is important. You build rapport way better than I do, better than I've ever seen anybody build it. And so I want to talk about that because when I finally got to meet the seller that you've done the deals with, she was raving about how great you were, and she'd never met you. You don't only talk to her on the phone. I'm like, how the heck did he get this kind of connection on the phone? So I've got to ask the question. It's on my card. How are you building rapport long distance with these sellers?
I just be me. And it's just true indeed. We want to make money off of this, but I go into them. I want to know what's their problem. How can I help them? What can I do to help them? I want to become more friends with them because if I can become friends with you, I'm going to be able to help you with your problems. You'll open up to me. And not only that, you have other friends who might need me. As far as the sellers, they had other friends they turned me on to. So I just be me. I'm more concerned about them. I'm a people person.
So, you definitely are. And you do it. Again, I think it's a skill that anybody can learn. You have learned it very well. You have cultivated that skill extremely well. And it is the money skill because you can hire somebody to run your numbers. You can hire somebody to close your deals. You can't hire somebody to talk to sellers for you because if they don't have that, they don't feel that connection, they're not doing it. They're not doing the deal. And just for the record, so that everybody hears, you have done 3 deals. They were all from the same seller.
Yep.
So if you had messed up that first one so that she didn't like you, you wouldn't have had deals 2 and 3 in Tulsa.
Right.
So something, and we know that she's got more than 3. And with your skills, your intent is to buy everything that she's got eventually.
And speaking of that, I've got another one under contract with her today.
Oh, nice. Okay. So we'll talk about that one, I'm sure, at some point.
We'll definitely talk about that. But one thing that I learned in doing the Tired Landlord in Tulsa, there was a man I reached out to, one of the first people I talked to. He has 11 acres of land in South Tulsa, which is Broken Arrow.
Mm.
And when I got to speaking with him, he just went off, cussed me out and everything. So I'm like, hold on, calm down. Let's talk for a second. What's going on? What's the real problem? What have you so upset? So I made him laugh because I was like, hold on, who pissed in your cornflakes this morning? And he just started laughing. And then he was like, you're kind of funny. And I'm like, listen, so what's going on? Why are you so upset? So got to talking with him. His wife passed away.
Mm.
He has all this land. His kids are trying to get him. He say his kids want him to pass away so they can get everything that he got.
Mm.
So I just got to talking with him. And then I found out that he has a couple of older model cars on his property. So I got older model cars. So we got to talking about cars. I got to send him pictures of my cars. He's sending me pictures of his cars. He didn't want to sell his property. But then after building a relationship, I still talk to him to this day. It's been 5 months. I call him, check up on him just to make sure he's all right. I call him, check up like every 2 weeks. He wants to sell his property, but he wants way more than what the property is worth. But that's not a problem. I still have that relationship with him. And he's actually turned me on to other investors in Tulsa and actual people who own land around him. So it's basically building relationships to me is everything. Absolutely. Relationships, I was taught that by, I got a cousin, he might be on the call right now. He taught me that at a younger age. My cousin Donovan, he taught me build relationships. Life is about relationships. If you got relationships, your face is all you have. So if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And that's how I got to where I'm at.
Well, that's why I love working with you, because it is you're one of the hardest working people I've ever seen, and you get it done, and you build rapport better and faster than anybody I've ever seen. And I'm taking notes, because that is the skill. That is the skill. And I tell people that all the time, that, you know, being in a position to get practice talking to sellers is where the money is. And everybody sucks at it when they first get started. It's just the way it is. But you have to pass through that pain and get on the other side of comfort and recognize that you're there to help. As you say, you're there. We're there to try to help these people get through this challenge, whatever it is that involves real estate. And if we can do that, we'll get the deal. If we don't get the deal, we'll get the contacts, we'll get the connections, we'll get the relationship. And who knows where that's going to lead. Right. It's a big world out there, and there's a whole lot of stuff that we don't know about that people do. And if they like you enough, they'll share with you what's going on. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, everybody has something to teach us. And I think that, if I had to say, that's one of the things that you are, again, the best I've seen at that. I am definitely taking notes.
If you wanted to join our training course, then go check www.dealconfidence.com. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great deal.